Hey, how you doing? Good afternoon. Welcome to another time out here in the book club. Uh, Thanks for being here. Thanks for coming. For those who kept time with me, sorry I'm starting 20 minutes late here. It's just what it took to get some things in place. We've had we've been on a fourth featured book for some months now, and gladly today is the last day on it. Not that's it, we're in a hurry away from it, but the end of the thing is great. So we can go to other things, right? I've enjoyed this time reading this book. This is a good book. It comes recommended if you're looking for a book to read on finance. It doesn't stay in the traditional, we're just talking about money. It talks about, it joins what we call life development together with finance, pretty much saying that the way for you to get your finance right is to get your life right. When your life is right, it will produce the finance that you need, right? So that's the beauty, right, of the way she's taken it. I've enjoyed it. And that comes along with us has enjoyed it also. And just things you can readily apply in your life and you can see the difference. I'm seeing it, I'm using it, so as much as I'm here to share, I'm also listening to the things I'm sharing. I'm learning also, my own life is getting better. And I'm not here to share with you because I've arrived and I see that I have no place to grow. I'm still growing a whole lot, I'm sharing of what I already know, and I'm opening myself also to learn more, right? To become better. Uh, we're going to go on to our next book. We're going to take a break next Sunday just to relax, and just get ourselves as it were, refresh our frame of mind, right, as we go to the next book. Then we'll start back on the upper Sunday, which is going to be the 16th, with our fifth featured book. Bethany Frankel, right? Business is personal. I look forward to this. I call it business school, right? We've been doing life development, self-development, and part of this we've done marriage. But this is going to be business is personal. Not read the book yet, but I believe it's going to be a good read, a good time together, and we're going to learn a whole lot. And I'm going ahead, put my foot forward and call it a business school, right? We're going to have a business school reading this book. I look forward to it. I think it's going to be a great time. There's going to be a whole lot to learn and grow reading the book. She does have a study guide that comes with the book. So I have a copy, I have my copy. So we're going to be using the study guide as we read through the book and share together. We'll do it our way. And obviously we'll bring our way on top of it also. And all in a be together best out of the book. I love soaking, like you're saying. I want to soak everything that's in the book, and why not? All right, good. I'm gonna bring up my slides here, and we're gonna shoot and do the conclusion of our present book. Right, it's gonna be a last one to close the book out. So let me just bring up a slide here, and we can do that. All right, I believe you can see my slides here, so let's do it. That's the book we're closing out today. And so, like I said, we're doing the summary conclusion today, and we'll take a break next week. And we're back with our fifth featured book, right? Bethany Frankel, Business is Personal. We'll start that on the 16th of October. And most probably that will take us into next year, I believe. But we'll take it. We're not in a hurry like we've always been. We'll take it one piece at a time, and soak everything we can soak in, right? We're not in a hurry. We're interested in our lives being changed, our life being better, right? That's why we'll do this. Again, that's Matter Adams' website. If you want to get more resource on the book, that would help you, and just going straight on onto the concluding chapter in the book, and she has that quote there talking about the need to follow your heart, right? And we saw that coming from our third featured book, right? When we read, no, it was a third, no, our second featured book, right? We read Believe It, right? And we're talking about listening to your heart, listening to your gut feeling, right? And that's what this book is doing also. Like we know ourselves, we're able to live from an inside house perspective, right? Our locus of control is internal, not external, right? We're not being driven by what every other person is doing. We're driven by what our own destiny, our own calling is, right? And that's you can summarize as the book, living from inside out, not outside in, right? So we need to learn to listen to our heart, right? Because our heart knows the way, right? Uh, and once our heart can, and when we use the word heart here, it's not the physical heart, right? That pumps blood. We're talking about the core of our being, and that, in a sense, is synonymous with what we call um, our intuitive mind, right? Because the intuitive mind is a overlap between what we call our mind and the spirit world, as it were, because it gets impulse, direction from a spirit world. That's what we talk about, having a God feeling, right? God feeling, right? And the heart is at the center, in a sense, it's our intuitive mind included in our heart, right? Because the heart itself, it's an overlap, right, between our mind and our spirit, right? It's not completely our spirit, it's not completely our mind, right? There is a part of the mind that makes up the heart, right? Just as there is a part of our spirit that makes up the heart, right? So it is an overlap between our mind and our heart, right? And it's a place where we get messaging, right? From a spirit world, for what we call also in developmental world, infinite intelligence, right? Key thing is that you're getting the wisdom with which God created the universe. You're getting direction from nature itself, right? And when our heart is in the right place, we're able to pick the right impulse that directs us, for us as Christians, we'll talk about the heart staying on the word of God, right? Which for us is the direction, the guide, right? And whatever religion you're in or whatever you believe in that gives you that place of peace is the heart coming to the place of belief, rest in what guides your life, as it were, and that's been the core of the book itself, is being able to find yourself, right? Not being lost in the crowd, but finding yourself, the awareness, discovering yourself and living the purpose, the fullness of who you are, right? That's a place where you conquer, right? And not being conquered, right? Like we get to say, right? We were brought here to conquer our world, right? To leave a definite imprint upon the world. But if we don't do that, then the world is going to conquer us, right? Because there's no vacuum in this world, right? There's a continual push, there's a continual pull, right? If we're not conquering, the world is going to conquer us, right? So for a world not to conquer us, then we have to conquer. Right? There is no vacuum, there's no sitting on the fence, right? Something is pushing, right? And it's up to us to be the one pushing, because if we don't push, we'll be pushed, right? So it's a decision, right? And as we go through the book, we worked, Mata Adams has helped us to pretty much walk through our life, right? From preconception, conception, to our family, community, our society, right? Our relationship, our emotions, just so that we can understand ourselves, right? Because if we don't understand ourselves, then we cannot understand our environment. We cannot understand God. We cannot understand the world, right? We need to understand ourselves, right? And from the understanding of ourselves, we begin to understand the world, right? And begin to decide how we want to live in the world, right? What is it that makes us happy? What is it that makes us fulfilled, right? So that becomes the things that we pursue after, right? What is the essence of our being, right? And we begin to lead the essence of our being rather than what some other person is, pushing on us, right? So the more we lead the essence of our being, the more resources will flow towards us, right? Not that we're being used up, but that we're getting all that we need plus more, right? So we have to be the director, the driver, the writer of our story, right? Again, it doesn't matter this life we've lived. We need to frame it in a way that works for us. Because even all the life we've lived can be looked at from different perspective, right? The only right perspective to look at it is one that empowers us, not one that does not empower us. Irrespective of what our past has been, we can reframe it in such a way that it gives us energy, gives us power for today and our tomorrow, right? We don't want to look at our past in such a way that it takes energy away from us. It takes our right of existence away from us, right? And we can do that. It's called what we call reframing, right? You reframe the story. You reframe the story in such a way that it empowers you, right? It gives you power for today, and it gives you hope for tomorrow, right? And all of that is in our realm to decide, right? We can make that decision as to what our past means, what our present is meaning, and what our future would mean. It's all in our power. It's all in our realm, right? No one has to do that for us. But if we don't do it, someone's going to do it for us, right? And it's not going to be in our interest. So it's up to everyone to frame their past, their present, and their future in such a way that it empowers them. I love what someone said some time ago, and he said that you must never believe a prophecy that does not empower you, right? Irrespective of the prophecy, irrespective of who is saying it, never believe a prophecy that does not empower you. Never believe an interpretation of your past, your present, and your future that does not empower you, right? No other person has that power, that right to frame your life in a way that does not work for you, right? If anybody frames your life in a way that does not work for you, don't give them that power. Take that power back. Take that power back. Don't listen to that microphone, right? The only way to define your past, your present, and your future is in a way that works for you, in a way that empowers you, in a way that gives you joy, gives you happiness, gives you fulfillment, right? That is the only way to define, to explain, to write down, right? Your past, your present, and your future. All three are important, right? And it starts from your past, your present, and your future. All of them must be in line. All of them must empower you, right? All, not one, not two, all, right? And you have that power to do it. You can do it, right? That's why you're a living being. You're a living being. You have a right to your perspective. You have a right to the way you see things. Like we would generally say, nothing is real, right? Everything is the way you choose to see it. And you have to choose to see it in a way that empowers you. Because if you don't see it in a way that empowers you, then you're going to lose. You're not going to win, right? To win in life, you must always reframe your life in such a way that empowers you, right? And that is within the realm of what is allowed of you by creation, by God, right? You can reframe your life. You can frame your life in a way that empowers you. And it doesn't matter where you are right now. It doesn't matter what kind of past you've had. You can reframe it, frame it in such a way that it empowers you today and tomorrow. No, you can't do anything about what your past has been. You can't change it, but you can frame it in a way that empowers you, right? And that's what Marta was talking about in most of the book, talking about the 4-hour process, whereby you recognize what the past is, you reconcile with it, what was wrong, what, just break it down, and get what it is that is not working for you, and give thanks that you ever lived it, you be grateful and just let the negative go, see the negative as a lesson and be grateful for your lesson. Be grateful that whatever it is, whatever pain you got from it, see it as what you have paid for your education in life, right? Remember what we say, if it doesn't kill you, it only makes you stronger. If you're still alive, then that's a purpose for what you went through, right? It doesn't matter what it is, right? Key thing, it did not kill you. You're still breathing. You're still listening to me right now. Because you're listening to me right now means that whatever it is that you went through was for your education, was for your strengthening, was for empowerment, right? Was to release you into your purpose, your essence of being here, right? And the only right way to see it is to see it as an investment in your life, right? If it did not kill you, then take the strength from it to live in your today and your tomorrow, right? In what we can use it to make your life better today and tomorrow, right? There's no need crying over spilled milk. You cannot change it. Rather use it, right? Use it, release it, and keep doing that, right? In your mind, such a way that you don't become captive of your yesterday, right? That's important. And Martin worked out 2 models for us. There was the model of the make and spend, which is the general model we all live with in the marketplace, right? Make money, we'll spend money, right? And that is negative, right? That is a lie someone sold to us, that will come to the marketplace to make money, then we'll spend it, right? And maybe we'll save, right? But that does not work, right? Someone wrote me this week or this last week, telling me how things have not been working for him, right? And I was just sharing with him, about having a financial plan. We're still on it. He's yet to reply me on what his financial plan is. He probably doesn't really understand what I asked, but we'll walk through it, right? If you don't have a financial plan, it's the same thing we'll say. If you don't have a plan to succeed, then you are planning to fail. If you don't have a financial plan, then you cannot make it financially. You have money today to blow away, right? You need something to discipline you. You need something to set the track for you as to where you're going. If you don't have a plan, then you don't have a destination. If you have a destination, you'll have a plan, right? If you don't have a plan, you don't have a destination. If you have a destination, you will have a plan, right? You cannot live without a financial plan. Don't let anybody deceive you, right? You need a plan to get to where you want to get to. If you don't have a plan, then you are not going to get there, right? So, but Matthew told us not to stay in that negative model of just making money and spending money. And she introduced in all the book, he introduced us to what she calls the N, grow and enjoy model, right? And where in earning money, we work doing something that's fulfilling and satisfying, and we're able to be paid for that, right? And we grow that money. We look for how we can multiply, cause a multiplying effect on that money, right? And we can then use it for what we choose to use it for, right? Something that will give us a sense of a fulfillment, right? Our focus being that we're not being focused on needing, we're being focused on what we want, what we have chosen to do with our money, right? And that's key, right? I did see a similarity in what she was talking about in the way our association with our money, affects the way we feel, time management, right? Stephen Covey teaches us the 4 quadrants in time management, and says that the quadrant we should stay more into the one is the one that is run by what we have scheduled, right? And it says that our schedule should be, prioritizing, right? That is putting first the things we have said is priority, right? That is giving weight to our priorities on our schedule rather than spending our time attending to emergencies, right? Emergencies are the things people push on us, right? Our priorities are the things we are planned for. If we spend our times on emergencies, then we will always have emergencies, because if we spend too much time on emergencies, then we don't have things for the time for the things that we call priority in our life. And the things I don't spend time on cannot be priority of my life. The mere fact that I spend time on anything means that I've chosen those things to be priority. If I choose the emergencies to be priority, I will always have emergencies, right? If I choose to work on my priorities, it will reduce the emergencies in my life, right? The same way, if you don't have a financial plan, you're always going to be in debt, right? Because you don't have a plan that kills debt, as it were, right? So if you focus on, just trying to meet, like you stay on the make and spend model, you're probably going to have debts in your life, right? But like I teach, irrespective of the debt you have today, right? If you have a financial plan and you go by your financial plan will erase your debt and keep you in the positive, right? Those are like parallels, right? The parallel of time management, the parallel on having a financial plan. It's also the parallel by which we're saying that the focus needs to be on the things you want, not the things you seemingly need, right? If I focus on the things that I want, my needs will reduce. If I focus on the things that I seemingly need, right, my wants will increase, right? Focus here is to be, what is it that I have decided are the things that I want, things that give me joy, things that keep me fulfilled, things that meet up with the plan I have for my life, right? If I focus on that in enjoying my money, my needs will reduce. If I focus on the things that seemingly pressing themselves on me as needs, my wants will increase, right? So when we live on needs, right? Typically, when we use needs like this, when other things are controlling us, like we talk about following the Joneses, right? Because your neighbor just bought a new car, I need to have a new car. Or a friend just bought a house. Oh, I need to have a house. Those are things that come for people who have no plan, who have no vision, who are playing the followers game, right? But if you have a plan, then it becomes what I want, what I as an act of decision say I want, then I can plan for my want, not as if I'm being pressed that I need something, maybe just to look good, So that's a summary of the whole book, right? It's just key thing is causing us to be in control of our financial world, our life, as a whole, right? Living from the inside out, having an internal locus of control, right? And not chasing shadows, right? The more of ourselves that we know, the more of ourselves that we can live. If I know my money imprint, right? Like we talked about different financial archetypes, then I know the angels in my life, the demons. I know how to defend myself against the demons and to enable the angels, right? And we talked about all of those. You can find all of that on YouTube. Everything we've shared here is on YouTube, both in its original format and in broken down pieces also, Thanks for spending this time reading this book. And I'm gonna stop sharing here. All right, thanks for spending this time here reading this book with me, and we should close it out today. And We'll take a break next week, being the 9th of October. And I'll be back on the 16th of October with our new book, right? Business is Personal by Bethany Frankel. Looking forward to that time. Looking forward to October 16th. Feel free if you have any questions, drop something for me on YouTube, on Facebook, YouTube, wherever, and we can share that together, Feel free. All right, take care. God bless you. Have a great new week and new month. All right. See you on October 16th. God bless. Bye-bye.